Hi everyone, this is a tutorial on how to create a database. So we're looking at exercise 1, task 1 for databases. So we're going to use something called Microsoft Access. So it's a Microsoft package like Excel or Word. So you will find it down here in the Start menu. If you go to All Apps, yours might look a little bit different to mine. Mine's in Windows 10, but it should be in the same directory. So Office 2013 and it's Access 2013. So click on that, and you'll bring up this the front screen for Access. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a blank desktop database, which is the first option. So double click on that, and the first thing it does is ask you to name it. Nope, it doesn't. What's happened? Go straight in. Okay, so I could have named it then. Actually, what I might do is I might go back and do that again, because I want to name my database first. So let's try that again. I think I double clicked when I shouldn't have. So let's try that again. Yep, one click. Okay, so the first thing you should do is to name your database. Okay, so database 7 is not a good name. In this task, we're doing something called Movie Magic. So let's type that in. I've got caps lock on for some reason. Movie Magic. Okay, and we're going to click on Create. Okay, so what it brings up is something called a table. Okay, so databases work on tables. So fields being the categories, and records be the items you put in the table. So what we're going to look at is putting some data. So the question asks, enter the following fields, field types, and if necessary, field widths. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to something called Design View. So let's have a look. You've got two options here. You've got Design View and Datasheet View. Design View will let you put in fields, and Datasheet View will let you put in records. Okay, so when you're starting a database, use Design View. First thing it asks you to do is to save the table. When you build up a database, you're going to have all these, so you might have multiple tables, and it's displayed here in this Access objects over on the side here. You're also going to have things like queries, forms, reports that will show up here. The naming convention for a table is to type in TBL, let's say all videos. Okay, it doesn't actually say what we call it, so I'll just make it all videos. And we'll go okay, so it gives us our field list here. So I'll just move this up if I can. Okay, so this is where we enter our field names. So I'm going to stop this while I do it and come back and show you a couple of things. Okay, so I've entered my field names here. Now, just wanted to show you something. This auto number field here, this ID, is actually what's called a primary key, and Access automatically puts this in because databases, well, they don't require primary keys, but they work better if they have them, which is a unique field where every entry has to be different, and it defaults this auto number thing. So to get rid of that, you want to get rid of it for this because it doesn't actually talk about primary key. So you should just be able to right click and delete. Okay, yep, so it just says you want to delete primary key and just go yes. Okay, so it shouldn't have any problems there. Now I've got data types, so the data type tells me that I have a text field, a video title, a category, classification, number in stock is going to be a number, release year is going to be a number, and the price is also going to be a number. Okay, so it also talks about field width, okay, which is the maximum number of characters you can have in there. Now, if you look down here at these field properties, what you'll see is 255. So the maximum number of letters you can have in video title is 255. Now, you can leave it at that, but one of the things about databases when you have lots of entries is they tend to get a bit big. and we try to restrict fields or records to make sure the database doesn't get too big. So the field size here, and the task tells us that it should be maximum of 50. So you can put 50 in here, and that will restrict that to 50. If you try to put in a title that's more than 50 characters, it'll say no, can't do it. Okay, so category is 20 characters, so you change that. Classification is 3. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what that means at this stage. Well, M, MA, PG, that sort of thing. So number in stock, maximum 2. Okay, so now let's just have a look here. Long integer format. Look, it doesn't seem to worry about the number for. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Access doesn't really worry about the length of numbers for some reason. Anyway, not to worry, don't worry about that too much. Yeah, let's just move on to the next bit. Okay, so it's asking us to put the records in. So once you've got a list sorted out, we're going to go to Datasheet View, which is this grid here. Okay, so let's click on that. Okay, it'll ask you to save, just save it. Okay, so what you're presented with is a, this is called a new record, information in this yet. So video title, and it says to type in all these records. So I'm going to stop the video, do that, and we'll come back. Okay, so that's all inputted in there. Just one thing I noticed here, under the price, it's coming up with, it's rounding it off. So if you have a look back in your design view, pause this. Okay, it's been a while since I've used Access. If you choose, I found if you choose a single and 2 decimal places, it lets you put in the price. Okay, so yeah, so that's how you start an Access or a database table format. So you can save it. You should get used to saving it regularly. So let's save. We've already got our file, so that's saved, and okay, it's all safe. So make it yourself, and what does it say? Print a copy of the database and check it over. Now, what I'd like you to do, I don't want you to upload the database. What I'd like you to do is to take a screenshot of this, okay, of your version of this, and upload it to Simon in task 1.